3 o'clock. Let's do it.
Woo! Soul
my
searching.
All right.
GregJoslin.com right there.
That's right.
Nice intro.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you, GregJoslin.com.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. This is the Genesee County Compassion Club show. We are live here on Ustream.tv, coming to you from FlintTalkRadio.com, here from the city of Flint.
Whoa.
What?
It's so
a
beautiful out today.
Huh?
It's so beautiful out today,
It's
man.
gorgeous.
Yes.
It's like Michigan out there.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like spring.
Love it.
It's totally Michigan.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like being a month
Yes,
behind.
Michigan.
Month behind.
I hear we're getting some storms tonight, so you might want to get out this afternoon and enjoy it.
Again?
That's what I've been told.
The next couple days.
You might want to make sure your gutters are cleaned out. They say it's going to be about 3 inches of rain tonight, between tonight and tomorrow. So we've already had a lot of rain. I know some people have been struggling with water, so prepare yourselves. But at any rate, enjoy this afternoon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's always like to give a heads up. Got a lot of
Some
people
frisbee
out there.
golf. We got some local frisbee golf courses around here. I don't know if you guys are local watching right now or you're at the club. Frisbee golf's all around you guys. There's a lot of hiking trails around here. You'd be surprised about how many hiking trails actually Genesee County has, but they have a lot. There's a lot of fun things, even bike trails. You know, if you're not a hiker, get a bike. It's a fun thing to do. A little exercise.
For sure.
Get out, get your heart pumping. Yeah. Beaner likes hiking. That's one of his favorite pastimes, along with eating tacos.
And sticking his tongue out.
Yep.
That's one of his favorite things to do.
I like massages. I like dog biscuits and tacos and long walks in the trails. Peeing on every bush I can find. Gotta love it. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up though this week, guys. Like
Yes,
I know,
we do.
I know we're all sitting here like pondering away on
Holiday.
stuff, and people are like probably going like, "Oh man, this is April. There's so much going on. Like Hash Bash has already been. They got 420 coming up. I mean, this is the month for people, you know, like us to get into the spring. I mean, this is really it. Like we
It's
are.
the beginning.
It's not opening day of golf for us. It's not
420.
opening day of baseball for us. You know what I'm saying? Like April is like the beginning of spring, which is like our favorite time. You know
I think
what I'm saying?
420 is the beginning of spring.
There we go.
I think we should just call it. That's the way it is. Don't even look forward to it next year until 420. It ain't gonna happen.
It's the
You're just
official.
gonna be let down. Yeah. Oh
Maybe-
man.
Maybe we should like
I still live in Michigan.
maybe we should push for that. See if we can get the beginning of spring date pushed back to because they've changed it before. Didn't Bush change it, or was it no? The time falls back. He changed the date that fell back on or something like that.
He is a smart man. So
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So I'm saying you could change it if you wanted to. So you could actually probably say the beginning of spring, petition for it, and get it changed to 420. Get enough signatures.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Work on that. Just go ahead and change the spring equinox and
We'll just
No, just the
just
official date.
ignore it.
Just the
Just
official
ignore
date.
it,
Else is
and then we'll
down,
just
world
say
will be
spring
down.
is whatever we decide.
Just the official
That's a
date.
good idea.
Just the official
Good idea. I like that. Work on that petition. See how that goes for you. I'll sign it if you get a petition.
Yeah, I
if
will
you can
too.
get an attorney to draft that language, I will sign that petition. I might even ask a friend to sign it along with me.
Yeah, oh yeah. There we go.
Hey pal.
Well, hey, if
What
you
are you
guys
doing today?
If you guys are watching right
Come
now
here.
online, you guys can go to our Facebook page, which I always talk about, Genesee Compassions on Facebook. We actually have a few pictures up, I'm pretty sure, of the last Adopt a Highway we just did, which was last Saturday. That was our first
Yeah.
one of the year.
It's awesome.
This is, multiple years now we've done this. It's become an amazing event that we do. We go out there 3 times a year, like most groups do, but our group is usually the largest. And unlike most groups, we actually have a 2-mile stretch. So we get a good turnout for that, and we also get a really good cleanup. I think people around us appreciate it, a lot of the locals.
Yeah, I know. I really appreciate everybody being out there, man, because
Oh, yeah.
unlike today being beautiful, Saturday was not. It was like 30-mile-an-hour winds and about 30 degrees.
It was meant to be, though, because
So you guys are hardcore. You went out there and still cleaned, and just wanted to say wow,
it was meant to
and
be.
then wanted to say thank you.
Mhm.
I mean,
On the way out there, it was
Yeah.
hailing and thunderstorming like
Yeah.
on the expressway.
it looked like a typhoon on
Yeah.
the way to the Adopt a Highway. I'm texting Chad. I'm like, we should probably call this thing off.
Yeah.
I get no response. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're just gonna see how it goes.
Yep.
Go.
Well,
And
we
then
all
as soon as
talked
we
about
got to
it.
M13, it was like the clouds broke and it didn't necessarily start shining or anything, but at least it wasn't like typhoon weather.
Well, I text you back. I talked with everyone in the car, and I text you back. And then right before we got to M13, so like as soon as we all agreed that we're still going to do it, and we
Yeah.
figured you would too, like the rain just let up. So it was like meant to be, I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
it
we
wa-
got
it
out
really
there,
was.
it held off the whole day
It
for
was
us.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be because the alternative Saturday this year for doing the first of the year Adopt a Highway cleanup, according to the
Mhm.
state, is either this last Saturday or this coming Saturday.
Yep.
Which you all know, this coming Saturday is the Saturday to come to. It's April 20th, 420
What are you doing on
party.
420?
It is the beginning of spring.
I won't be doing the Adopt a Highway, I'll tell you that.
Are you going to
It's
be on
done.
the G3C
I'm gonna
420
be-
bash?
You betcha.
Everybody knows.
Are you guys going to be there?
Everybody's gonna be.
You guys going to be there, right? The 420 bash?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell
I'll be
yeah,
there.
that's what I'm talking about. Dude, we got. If
I
you
will
guys
be there.
are watching right now and you don't know what the 420 bash is, you can either go to our webpage or our Facebook page, and we have a flyer up of them of our 420 parties. You can go to our Facebook page and you can look at pictures of our past 420 parties, and even on our webpage, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that we do have photo links now, so you can actually go back and look at some of the photos we've had posted up on our webpage previous. Now with a nice little album set up.
Yeah.
So you
See
can
the
go and-
past special guests.
Yeah, like we've had some fun stuff. We've had dunk tanks, we've had mechanical bull, we've had bounce jousts, which we're gonna have back this year. And I'll tell you the whole list here in just
We
a
have a
second.
cash cube.
Yeah, the cash cube is the most popular thing that we have. It's every
It's a
year.
tornado of cash.
Oh, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a tornado inside a cube of cash. It was amazing.
People keep
It's
wanting
cool.
us to put
I
bugs
remember
in there as well.
some of
Can
them
it be money and bugs?
Members that went through last year, and it's just the coolest thing. I mean, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
see adults turn into like a 5-year-old just instantly. That is the
Shoving money in their
coolest thing.
pockets
You know
and
what I mean?
stuff.
Like the fans kick on, and it's like an instant, relapse in time. They just, it's so you get to see like their true character come
It's
out. It's so
awesome.
fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It is awesome. And not only that, but we have like the twist off. And
Well, this year
got-
we
A
got a lot of
photo
stuff.
booth this year.
This year we got a photo booth.
really.
We got a tarot card reader. We have organization vendors, which are going to have different groups also coming out that are private vendors like glass blowers, jewelry. We're also going to have speakers from the Oakland Normal. We're also going to have hemp speech about industrialization of hemp.
Yes,
we're also
from one of
gonna
our
have-
former co-hosts here at the show, Mr. Eric Gunnels.
Yes.
Boutois.
So we're going to have, there's been a lot of
We didn't
speeches
talk about
given by these
Esteemed
people.
city councilman, I might
Yes.
add.
The politician.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. He's going to be delivering some truth.
Truth served up on a dish of industrial.
But we have,
hemp.
you mentioned the Oakland
basketball
County
sh-
Normal
yes.
Chapter leader.
Yep.
That's
yep.
pretty cool. Does he have a name?
That's not on here.
But he has a title, and that's what's important.
I am sorry.
We're excited to have him here.
Yes, we're very excited, very excited.
No, seriously, we are excited to have him
Yeah.
here, and I apologize for not having his name. But he's the Oakland County Normal Chapter leader.
And that's going to be a
And
good
that's
one to
awesome.
have
We mentioned
because
him last
Oakland
week.
County has some of the toughest and strictest police
Yeah.
force around.
Yeah.
So to get some information
Well,
from
just to
someone
get
that
this
has to
poor
deal
man
with
to
it,
come out of his safe room, you know,
we have some pigeons to get him
underneath his water channel
request.
tunnel, you know, through the hostile territory that he lives in, you know, to come all the way over here to this beautiful country of Genesee, county of Genesee. You know, it's like a new country for him, really.
It really is.
So he'll be coming here, and that's gonna be awesome. I'm sorry, go on.
All right, what else we no, you're all good. We also got some basketball shootout. I know we've been having this one up on the board for voted on multiple times, and it's always been so close. But this year it was an overabundance of people wanting the basketball shootout, so we have that for you guys. So everyone that thinks they got game, bring it. Bring it.
Also doing the
your
first
name.
ever G3C Cup.
Yeah.
4 different versions of
Dude,
it.
the G3C Cup is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to have THC, CBDs, overall, and concentrates, correct?
And I have to make
Yes.
a retraction.
Yes.
Last week I mentioned it was 2 buds in 1 cup,
Yes.
and I have to retract. It is many buds and many cups.
Yep.
Right.
It
Yes.
is.
True.
There are many cups.
Yep.
And-
There's only
Sounds like a
4.
better video anyway.
yeah, and so tell me the categories. Do you know?
I'm
I've
pretty
read a
sure
couple of them. Like
we-
highest THC is one of them. I
Highest
know that.
THC, highest CBD. There was best overall, and then
Best
or
concentrate.
concentrate.
And best concentrate.
Yep.
Wow.
So I think there was 4 cups.
These are Kyle,
I-
you know, our man
pardon
Kyle
if
there,
I'm one
Applied
off.
Analytical.
Yep.
For sure is going to be there doing the testing, so it's going to be totally legit. In fact, Kyle's the man who's really put this whole thing together. So this
Doing
is our
everything.
first, like, I mean, we've had other contests and whatnot, but this
Mhm.
is like our first real cup.
But what's
You know what I'm
special about
saying?
this?
So,
though?
and,
With
it's, and
Kyle?
we're not even going by like what smells the best. We're going with straight up results.
Yep.
So that
Yeah.
me is just like fantastic, and that's what it should be based on because we're about medication.
Well, the best
You know
part
what I mean?
is,
so
too-
this is about results.
Yeah,
The
not
best part
personal
about
preference.
results is that actually the testing we're having done is on the same level that they actually do at the real cannabis cup. You do the mass spec, the gas spectrometer, or the gas. I can't even say it right now.
The
I'm sorry.
gas mass spectrometer.
Instead, the HPLC. The HPLC, it takes a non-decarboxylated reading, which I know some places use around here, and I've seen them use it at a couple of the local cups. And what it does give you a factual THC reading, but it's fictitious if you're actually going to smoke it. Because you got to take in the decarboxylation, figuring of what's actually going to be left. And that's what actually the mass spec does.
That's right.
So with this testing being the same as that, you're going to have a real test result. You're going to come in and you're going to be able to put your stuff up against some of the best stuff around and actually get reliable, real tests and know where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an all-around chance just to come and show what you got, but on top of that, to learn. You know what I'm saying? To find out what you really got for yourself and to see how you're really doing and to, you know, to figure out where you're at with your medicinal garden. I mean, that's a great thing that most people don't utilize, this testing, and I can't promote it enough. It's a beautiful thing to do. Even with medibles and concentrates, it can be done. So I highly advise, you know, if you haven't done it yet, on Tuesdays we offer this at the club. Kyle comes in with his machine, and he will test for you. And if you have medibles and such, you want it tested with an HPLC machine, he can take stuff with him to his laboratory and actually do it right there for you. It's a bigger machine, so you don't carry it around with you, but he actually has the, you know, the capacity to do any of those. So I highly recommend you come out and check out this cup, or at least come out and check out the testing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kyle is the man. I know we've talked about it many times over. And after the along with the first annual G3C Cup, what else do we have, guys? We have the Twist Off, right? And it's the 4th annual
That's
Twist
got
Off.
categories now too.
That does have categories. We have
That's
the
right.
most creative. Now here's the catch, though. Everyone's listening right now. Most creative means a working doobie. It can be beautiful. It can be artistic. It can even like spin around like a wheel.
It has to be able to, you know,
You have to be able to
be able to
smoke it.
medicate with it.
Yes, you have to be able to use it. You can't just, you know.
Besides just putting it in your mouth and eating it.
Yes.
You know, like-
It has to be smokable. That's the best way to put it. After that, we have the fastest roll. The fastest roll is one of the funnest, or most fun ones we do.
I think last year it was like something ridiculous.
Oh,
like
yeah.
7 seconds or something.
Dude,
like
it gets
quicker than that.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was fast.
It was like faster than
It was like dropping on the paper and went.
dragster at
"Hoom."
Cedar
Yeah.
Point.
Yes.
It was like faster than Beaner El Taco after
a beater
burrito.
El Taco.
it's faster than Beaner El Taco after a burrito.
He
on
gets
a
some
hot
grease
night.
lightning on the
You know,
burritos.
after he's been starving for 3 days.
Looks like a little bat.
He's faster than grease lightning. All right.
Well, after the fastest roll, we have best overall, and we do have awards for those like every
Best
year.
overall rolled
Yes. Yep.
medication.
Yeah,
I mean, that right
Best
there. I know
looking,
we've got
fastest,
a champion
biggest.
in the club
Mm-hmm.
that is looking to return his reign.
Yes.
I know last year, I wanted to mention, I know that
We had a
there's
wedding.
gonna be, exactly, that's what I was just thinking.
Yes.
Dude. We're like in parallel.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so to those folks, if they're listening, I hope they come back and celebrate their anniversary at the club. They got married in the
Yeah.
of the club.
Yep,
And,
yep, yep.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody else will get married at the club this year. I never know.
Mm-hmm.
Love is in the air. All
It
right.
is.
Love is in the air.
It happens.
All right. And what else?
After that, we have our member 420 card auction.
Good grief. There's so much going on at the
Yes.
420 party.
Oh,
How am I
yeah.
supposed to remember all this?
Yes, I forgot
You can
about
actually
that.
go to our Facebook page at Genesee Compassions or go to our webpage at Genesee3C.com and you
Yeah.
can see a flyer and you can actually get more details at the webpage, Genesee3C.com. And you can actually find out all the information you need. Tickets are advanced $20 or at the door for $25. It includes your food, it includes your fun in the back, and also your entrance in it as long as you have a state issued card and ID with you. You need to be a
And
member
it's going to
also.
include good food.
Yes. So you don't have to be a
And
card
entertainment.
holder to come to the outside area and enjoy the food. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that Jesters. Wonderful Jesters there. We all love Jesters. George there has been awesome enough to pretty much close down Jesters for the music. So we're going to have bands and Jesters playing. We're going to have food that we're going to be eating over at
And I
Jesters.
believe everybody who buys a ticket, don't
Mhm.
they get like a raffle ticket essentially? So
For the
they
cash
call
cube.
that for the cash cube,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
just by coming in, you also have an opportunity to get into the cash cube. You could win some cash.
Yep.
But then all of the fun events that we explained about as well, those are a part of it as included. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's like what a value, what a deal.
Yes.
Steel.
It's the best deal around. And you're not going to find another 420 party anywhere around like this. Period.
We really try to just cover our costs. You know what I mean? This is
Mhm.
by our members for our members,
Right.
really. So, but it's also time to bring new members out,
Yep.
and you certainly can.
Yep.
And also the back area, which we tent the snot out of the parking lot. It looks like Circus World when we're done with it, and that is where all the fun things happen for the most part.
Yep.
And you can bring your family to that. It's open to the public.
Mhm.
They can participate in the fun. They can help get educated. And also. See what it's all about and find out that, hey, these people that medicate like, Dad does, well, they're not so crazy. You know what I mean? They're actually nice people, and then they can also get, a bite to eat and so on.
Mhm.
So come on out on Saturday if you can. It is the annual 420 Bash. It's also the club's anniversary where we celebrate it. And we have now been around for 4 years rocking.
Yes.
Or 8,500 members. So it's the time to celebrate for us too. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
said, this is by the members, for the members. It's a FUBU party. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right.
Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah.
For us by you.
All right, now also I got some new stuff for the club, guys. Just a few things. Very true, Toby. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see. We got a new drink of the week at the snack bar.
Ooh.
Drink of the week.
This
I
one's
wish we
called.
had it at the studio.
This
right
one's
now.
this one's called the Jordizzle.
Oh.
You have to go ask for a Jordizzle.
Joe Dezel.
It's strawberries and cream Italian soda. A little bit of whipped cream on top, a little bit of strawberry drizzled over it.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing. Strawberries and cream drink.
Yummy.
Sounds
It's-
scrumptious.
It's almost just as good as the Chad was. But I'm a root beer person. So the strawberries and
Right.
cream, you know what I'm saying? I still really enjoy it. But
And I gotta say, like, I never wanted to drink a Chad before, but after he told me what it was, I was like, wow.
I will drink Chad.
I will drink a Chad.
Exactly. See?
So I'm sure that the
Jordizzle.
Jordizzle is equally and maybe even more delicious. I'm anxious to get back to the club and try out one of those Jordizzles.
Yes.
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 Dezel.
All right,
Ask
now-
for the Jordizzle.
Jordizzle.
Rizzles.
And while you're
Or
out there,
shizzle.
and while you're sitting there waiting for your Italian soda to be made, waiting to get your fresh, cold Jordizzle, you're gonna check out the new glass pieces we got. We got new roach clips, we got new hoodies, we got shirts, cups, ashtrays. We got all sorts of new stuff, and we got a lot of new G3C stuff coming in also. So you might as well, if you're gonna go out and buy some stuff like shirts, hoodies, ashtrays,
Right.
roach clips,
Necessities.
glass pieces, you might as well buy local. Buy right from the club. It's right there next to you. You don't even have to go anywhere. You save gas.
Yeah.
You get better selection. I shouldn't say that everyone else has at least good selection, but you gotta imagine, the club rocks. So you only gotta understand and realize that we're gonna have shit that rocks at the club. So you might as well buy a rocking ashtray or a rocking hoodie. And I know there's new hoodies. You don't have one right now. The new gray hoodies that we had over there, I got one of those for a
I
hash
got one.
bash. And oh my god, dude, I had people offering me money to take it off my back. And I was like, I would buy this really tight t-shirt on. It
Chad's
doesn't
used to
look right.
that.
Yeah.
He said a lot.
I can't. My nipples are showing through the t-shirt.
Oh yeah, it happens. It happens. But go check out our upfront store at the educational side, and check out our stuff at the snack bar, and then also back at the security check-in. We have all sorts of cases, all sorts of apparatuses, even hats. I know it's getting warm out now, but there's still some chilly nights out there. I know you sit around the bonfire with the guitar out at night.
Right.
A little hat, a beanie
You
is
want
still
your
cool
beanie.
for that.
You don't want your beanie with
And
you.
if you're gonna wear a beanie, you might as well wear a hemp
It's
beanie from the
company.
G3C.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no warmer hat.
yeah,
It's
like
it's
people,
gonna last forever.
people are like, where the heck did you get that hemp beanie? And you're like, oh
They
man,
are sweet.
I got it from the G3C.
And if you have like longer
And they'll be
hair,
like, "What?"
they have ones that fit that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's pretty much what I got for the club right now, guys. Want to get into some news?
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever.
Well, you guys got anything else, right now that you can think of? We got any music coming
I
up?
think that's a lot for announcements, dude. I just want to say nice job.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
to Chelsea for
Yes.
helping get all that
Baby
info
Shakes.
together. Baby Shakes, you rocked that.
Do we have any music though? I know we have,
What do you mean music?
Do we have any local bands coming up? Any concerts? Anything?
You know what?
there's other
tell us.
things.
Anything?
There's
Promote
a
any
lot
band.
of
You know what I'm saying? Any
different-
bands you like?
Yeah, there's a lot of new music coming around. I think just the fact that it's spring and weather's getting nice, festivals are going to be going around. I know Root Nanny's going to be happening.
Is
There's
that in Flint?
Junebiree coming around. Root Nanny, I'm pretty sure, is out near Traverse City.
Nice.
What kind of music
Junebiree-
is that?
It's honestly all types of music. It's kind of just your basic rock. Every ear can listen to it.
Nice.
Jazz, folk festival, country,
Very
all
nice.
different styles. I know Juneberee's happening around Churchill's downtown. It's going to be happening with the June Art
that's here in
Festival.
Flint.
Yep, that is here.
That's
in
gonna be in
Flint,
June. I'm taking
downtown.
it.
Yes.
Churchill's pretty happy.
That's awesome. You guys hear that? Like, if you guys are watching or listening to the club or watching locally, something right here in Flint. Like, I know Churchill's is a happening spot. We talk about it quite a bit. We've had both these guys in their bands play at Churchill's many times. It's a spot to check out. And now they're gonna have a Junebiree festival.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And it's going to coincide with the art walk as well, so there'll be a lot of cool different art pieces from local artists that are going to be around there to look at too.
That's awesome. I know we have a lot of talented artists around this area, especially locally.
Yeah.
You know. Anything else?
It's cool to see
You guys
people
got-
enjoy
I know
it.
that I think there's a couple bands coming up that you're gonna want to check out at the Machine Shop here pretty soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we might want to check their list.
Yeah, Machine Shop. I know they got their webpage. I think it's machineshop.com. I'm pretty
Probably,
sure.
yeah.
And it's
You
pretty
guys know how to
simple. Yeah,
find
if you
it.
Google it, if you guys are around the area and you haven't been to the Machine Shop yet, it's a great bar, a great venue. We all support it. If you Google them in Google, I'm sure you'll pull it up.
I would say just take caution as to what shows you go to. You need to be careful.
Oh yeah, be careful.
Yeah,
But it's a
look
good
wild.
spot though for venues though.
It is. They have some good concerts coming.
I just want
We
people to
also
get
have
out
some
and do
good,
something.
more local bands are going to be playing there,
Nice.
and that's a really good place to go see some local bands play.
Mhm.
So you know what I mean? Like
I know there is.
maybe like Smiling Sacrifice or something like that.
There's a concert I think this
Mhm.
Sunday.
Yeah.
This Sunday.
Maybe
down at the
Glass
Art.
Lung, band like that.
Nice.
Might see
Yeah,
Craigsaurus
check it out.
Rex poking their head out.
Might see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sometime.
At the Flint Art,
Yeah.
the Flint Art Gallery, right down off Saginaw Road. This Sunday. I'm pretty sure I heard. Like it was on what was it Hip Hop Nation on Sirius Radio
Okay.
that GregJoslin.com is going to be at the Flint Art Institute, or not the Art Institute, but the Flint Art Gallery right over there on
That's awesome.
Sunday. Yes.
Well, there you go.
Live.
So there's some more music for
So-
you too. Yeah, live.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess they have like a nice little venue in there where artists come in and they have little tables and booths, and then they have musical artists come in also and do their thing. And I think this is one of his bigger nights for him. So
Solid.
that's a good show to go check out too, guys. That's
Let's
that song that
check it out.
we started the show with. That song there, that was actually written and done by GregJoslin.com. So check that out. If you like the song, you know what I'm saying, come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Staking for Satellites is supposed to hit Kettering Radio next Thursday
Nice.
for
Nice.
11:30 to 2 a.m. set and interview. That's supposed to be happening. A few shows
Hell yeah.
probably be announced somewhere.
Now, how do they
in
get
there,
to
too.
Kettering
I
Radio?
love Kettering.
I'm pretty sure Kettering Radio is 94.3,
Yep.
Nice.
and they're almost always rocking with
That's
You can also
FM.
get
every
'em on,
style of music you can
they're
imagine.
awesome.
They do have a really good mix.
Yeah.
That's
you can
FM,
also
right?
check it out
Yes.
online
Sorry.
too if you're not in a listening area. So you might want to do that because
Mm-hmm.
their listening area is kind of small here in Flint.
Right.
94.3.
I'm pretty
But,
sure you can hop online. I'm not positive if they have an
So-
online or
Yeah,
not.
probably Google Kettering Radio, Flint, Michigan. I'm sure you can probably find it.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's very
Mentioning
cool, guys.
Google, I got this new little doodad
Magic tablet.
magic tablet. I got
Shazam.
my laptop off the bathtub, so you don't want to do that.
But
And, but it was about 8 years old, so it's time for a new one. Anyways, I didn't want a laptop, so I got this thing. And the dude's down at the Verizon store. His name's Bob, and it's the Verizon on Richfield. In fact, it's just not too far from the club, just down on Richfield.
Nice.
But if you guys need a cell phone or computer or something like that, go check out Bob. He's a really nice guy, and he's a local business owner, so it's not like you're, buying it from the man.
Right.
So what?
Here, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
Keep talking.
Good.
I'll fix it for you.
There's nothing wrong with it. What are you doing, man? Why are you messing with my shit?
Desktop. You want desktop view, so it looks like a regular computer.
Oh, hey, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that. So, anyways, yeah, check out Bob at the Verizon store. Yeah, we do have some medical marijuana news. We talk about that occasionally on the show. And all I got to say is about local stuff is that, like, here in Michigan, medical marijuana is really a bad place, honestly. I mean, you just had 4 new bills get passed that are all not a big deal, and we're all abiding. You know what I mean? No big deal. But, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of BS going on right now in the state. So what I would say is that you need to have a relationship with your state senator and your state representative. Like, it is crucial. And you need to let them know that you're paying attention to them. Because if they think, for a minute that their constituents, the people that they're in charge of in their district, don't care about a particular issue, then they vote however, whenever they want to. But the second that they know that there's a few people in their area that are, a particular one way or another, which only takes about, usually a dozen phone calls or so on one particular issue. Especially like medical marijuana. When you're talking about that, someone who's motivated enough to pick up the phone and say, hey, I am a card holder and I would appreciate it if you would, not infringe on my rights. If you would make it easier for my caregiver to do his job. Simple things like that can go a long ways. You don't have to get into particulars of whatever law it is they're working on right now, but just letting them know that you have a very strong opinion, whatever your opinion is, I encourage you to share it with them. That's the key. And sometimes you're just going to talk to an office staff or an assistant. That's okay. They'll convey the message, for you. But the phone call is a powerful thing right now. And when you make it to those representatives there at the state level, it does count. So please, please, please get on the phone this next week let them know that you're a card holder for one. Let them know you live in their area and that you vote. Those are the first 3 things you got to do.
Can I say just one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Jeremy here, you guys all know he's excellent with politics. Me, not so much. But yet, I was able to do exactly what he's talking about comfortably and very fast, I should say, because I wrote emails, called, left messages to my local representative, and got reply right away. And like, I didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought, not knowing much about this kind of stuff, that this is going to be like talking to someone who's never going to talk to me. But it was the opposite. And we actually went and met my representative like 2 weeks later for breakfast after that simple phone call. And it was way easier than I ever thought it was going to be. And that's really the truth of it. So I know if you guys are thinking that it's, someone that's really good at politics is easy for them. It's easy for anyone. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you can't do it, then we got to meet up.
Well, I think a lot of people have a misconception of our politicians. We think of them as these high, mighty, untouchable people.
Just like us.
And they're not. They're regular people. And we also have a conception oftentimes that, there's this long line of people that are already waiting to talk to them. And that's not the case either. These guys do sit-ins usually once a week in a local restaurant in your area. And they're just waiting for people to come up and talk to them. That's what they're sitting there for, literally. And a lot of times it's the same 4 or 5 people that come to them, talk to them, have coffee with them, and it's very easy for you to be one of those people as well. So you can do that, or you can just pick up the phone. But I guarantee you, your personal contact is worth a lot. And I just encourage you to let them know that, hey, you're a card holder and you'd like to see your rights, not only protected, but maybe advanced. Maybe you'd like to see them lay off of marijuana legislation, or maybe you'd like to see them protect patients a little bit better, or not harass caregivers, or maybe you'd like to see a little bit more of the economic possibilities be realized and allow, Main Street to have a part of that instead of, worrying about which pharmaceutical company is going to get the next takeover. I don't know. That's what I'd call it out, but you do what you want. The big thing is you need to call, all right? Because if you don't, they're just going to do what they want, and that might not be what you want.
All it takes is a phone call.
There's some real nasty things behind the scenes right now. I could get into detail. But I can tell you that, like, if you're a caregiver, you should be scared because they're going to try to put you out of business. And if you're a patient and you like working with a caregiver, you should be scared too because they're going to try to make it more difficult for them to do their jobs. And I'm not just trying to threaten you or scare you. I mean, there's real active plans right now for people that are real hungry about money, and they're looking to seize the capitalize, whatever you want to say, the opportunity of this billion-dollar industry that medical marijuana is. And they are not going to try to, allow you to stand in their way. But you can, and that's the beauty of this country. So if you love your freedom, you need to exercise it, because otherwise it's going to get chipped away by those who, will trample over your rights.
People.
You betcha. And they are hard at work, folks, believe it. They are really hard at work. I had a scary situation. Somebody said, hey, I had a doctor tell me when I was there getting my renewal that they had received a letter from the state, and the state was just simply sending out like a survey. But on the survey, the questionnaire was all about marijuana, basically. And one of the questions was would the doctor consider, not just making recommendations and so forth, but also would the doctor consider prescribing? If it was through a prescribed provider, a pharmaceutical grade cannabis, would they consider prescribing this, to their patients? And so it's just a survey. It doesn't mean like, are you going to start offering this service next week? So there's nothing illegal about the state sending that survey out to these physicians. And granted, it was sent out by the state's health department, the physician and licensing, whatever. So they can send out surveys all they want. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can just understand that, there's a reason why they ask these questions. And there's already been bills that have, had tunes of pharmaceutical grade cannabis being provided, and, trying to wash away the whole caregiver situation. Because they feel that if it's decentralized, then they can't control it. They can't regulate it. But what they really are probably worried about is not your safety or your health. They're probably more worried about their back pockets, and then on top of that, collecting taxes, which is, another back pocket thing. So it is about money. It's that simple. And if you guys want to continue to provide your own medication to yourselves, you need to do something to protect that.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever thought too, like, if they actually try to pull that like prescription part, so does that mean you get to write off that like any other prescription or your taxes? Like
well,
medical expenses?
There's a lot of things that would occur. Provided let's look at the scenario from a macro kind of view and say in reality what would it look like? It would look like a pharmaceutical grade provided cannabis product, you know, in whatever form it is they decide to give it to you in. You're not going to get to choose that. It's going to be in the product that is best for you according to their standards. So first of all, you might not get it the way you want it, but you're going to be able to get it. Okay, it's going to be adequate for your medicinal needs. I'm not going to say that it's going to be an inferior product. These guys have billions of dollars to develop their products with. I'm sure that it will do the job, you know, one way or another. Whether it's cannabis doing the job or not, I don't know. Anyways, you're going to get it. It's going to be provided. The doctor's going to give you a prescription for it, just like you get a prescription for anything else right now. And then maybe at that point, you're going to go to their provisioning center, or maybe the doctor gives it to you directly, or maybe you work with a provider that the state sets up. But at any rate, you're not going to be growing it yourself. You're not going to be providing it for yourself. You're not going to go get a caregiver. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be need for caregivers because now, being that it's through the system, well, if you've got insurance and Medicaid, now it could potentially be covered for certain situations. But at the same time, if you look right now, the review panel is allowing us to continue to send in petitions to add conditions. And I have a feeling that they're going to keep knocking them down one after another. So that way, when they get finally to the long list of what is available to having it be prescribed for, it'll be very specific. And then doctors can feel comfortable about actually prescribing marijuana for an ailment versus just making a recommendation. So they can eliminate out the, you know, certain products that cannabis might be used for, not products, but ailments that cannabis products could be used for. And then say, well, they're only available for these types of ailments. And then when that occurs, we'll only provide it to you in this form through this method. You know, that's 10 years down the road, maybe 20. But eventually you can see how it would phase the whole equation of what we have now out of the picture.
Right.
And what they're planning on doing is exactly that, because at the same time, we have across this country a growing legalization thing going on. So you're going to have two things happen. You're going to have pharmaceuticals take over the medicinal end of things, and then probably somewhere along the lines, you're going to have somebody like Philip Morris step up and say, hey, we're now going to provide a commercial grade cannabis that is for recreational use, and then you'll have your microbreweries left in between. So if you want to see where cannabis is going in the next 15, 20 years, that's where I think it's headed. And what you're going to have to do if you want to stay in as a grower is be a good grower. And then that way you're always going to have people that are going to want your product, whether it's for recreational or medicinal purposes. And there's going to be people who will want this for medicinal purposes that will only want it in a homeopathic procured manner. You know, one that's organic, one that is trusted, one that is not manipulated by, you know, Bayer Pharmaceutical or GW or whatever. And then there's going to be a whole lot of people out there that aren't going to give a rat's ass, and they're going to go get their pill from their doctor just like they do now, except the new pill is going to be the new pill. You know what I'm saying? So you can have it the way you want it, just like you can now. If you want aspirin, you can go get Bayer, or you can go boil some white birch bark. It's up to you. You know, there's two different ways to cook an egg.
Procure it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of different ways to cook this egg as well. The question is how do you want your egg cooked? And, you know, Brett and I were talking about something on the way here, and I was talking about milk. You know, like right now, you cannot buy a decent milk product at the store. It's impossible. All right? Because milk isn't available to you unless it's been homogenized and pasteurized, which kills just about everything in there that could possibly be good. It's dead, it's gone, it doesn't exist anymore, and you're left with, you know, some broken down proteins, a lot of fat, and some carbohydrates.
And they fortify it. They have to put vitamins and stuff in it.
Right, so they fortify. What they're doing is taking like a multivitamin and giving a little in there in the milk, and here you go. So now, but it's also consequently filled with hormones and all kinds of other things that you don't want in there. The animal that gave you the milk was fed with genetically modified, you know, plants that have rat DNA or pig DNA spliced into it to make it grow faster, to avoid this bug or that. I mean, it's just it's just a big mix of mud. And at the end of the day, you can't now go to the store and get a decent milk product. Unless you got a cow in the backyard. You know what I mean? And it's actually to the point now where if I take that milk from that cow and I sell it to Chad, they'll come and take my cow and my whole house.
Yep.
Did you know that? I mean, like, they are real strict about milk.
Right.
Well, think about it. All right? How many years have people been milking a cow and drinking it?
Forever.
Forever.
My grandmother was.
And then how many years has it been illegal to do that? How many years have we been scared to death to do that because we've been told a bunch of lies? Well, not that many years. We're sure to believe them, don't we? You know what I'm saying? So, again, The industry's going to do what the industry's going to do because you can't stop big money. All you can do is try to find your own little niche in between somewhere, decide who you're going to be, and stick to it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if you want to shop at Walmart, go ahead, but I ain't going there.
Word.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Yes.
Pennsylvania lawmakers to ponder second medical marijuana bill. I got Illinois pondering medical marijuana. We got Nevada's first pot school. Woo!
Right on.
The California-based Cannabis Career Institute. We've got California Lieutenant Governor calls for an end to the drug war. Hey, did you guys watch the Colbert Show the other night? I've shared it on the
No,
Facebook page.
I couldn't watch it on my phone.
Yeah, new Reuters poll or something like that. Some big poll. 52% of Americans now agree that cannabis should be legalized. Which is
Nice.
the first poll we've seen nationwide by a major institute where it says, you know, basically what we already knew. So at least now what that is, that's the man finally admitting what is reality,
Right.
what that is. Because if they got a real survey, you could have got that answer back in 1970. All right, anyways. Representative Dana Rohrabacher to feds. Respect state marijuana laws. You know, there's a court case right now in Michigan. And this is how bad Michigan is, folks. We got problems in Michigan. This representative here is from Huntington Beach. Where's that at? Help me out here.
Huntington Beach,
California.
California.
All right, so this guy's from California. He's not talking about marijuana. He's just simply saying we need to, or not talking about the laws and stuff. He's saying that we have to respect the state marijuana laws. We're talking about federal supremacy versus state supremacy.
Right.
And then, you know, we got to look at, is the state in charge of a city or is the city in charge of itself? We got this Supreme Court case going on right now here in Michigan. The Supreme Court in Michigan just accepted a case that challenges the authority of whether or not a local township can enact a law that overrides a state law. So, for example, Township of Fenton bust a guy who is a patient who's grown for himself, says you can't grow here.
Right.
All right, and actually what it was is he's a caregiver. And they said you can't have caregiving within the city of Flushing. And Flushing said, get out or we're busting you. So they gave him a civil citation, whatever.
Right.
Now he's going to court and he's fighting it. And this case is probably going to go along just right behind the one that the Supreme Court just accepted it. This is happening over and over again. We're talking about supremacy of law. This guy here in California is saying, hey, you need to respect state laws. Federal law is not supposed to override state law.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
So if we're respecting our marijuana law here in this state, the federal authorities shouldn't be coming in and busting patients for growing their own medication.
Right.
So
You can only
that's
police the
what it is.
people as much as they want to be policed, essentially.
Well, it's like, who's in charge here? You know, is this a free country or not?
Mhm.
All right, union muscle shaping marijuana debate in New York State. Looks like the union wants to get in on getting some medical marijuana in New York, maybe? Cool.
Very nice.
Ooh, it's scary. Feds access Oregon medical marijuana patient database. The
Wow.
Oregon Public Health Division has handed over medical marijuana patients' records to federal agents, according to the Seattle Post-Intelligencer.
Mm.
We had the same thing happen here in our state. It's usually an investigation, usually pertaining to particulars, not the entire database.
Yeah.
But never know.
Right.
In New Jersey, you do not need a warrant if you answer the door with a joint. Well, I don't want to argue law on that
Yeah.
one. You might not want to answer the door with a joint if you don't have a medical marijuana, card. You might not want to answer the door with your medication in your face.
Yeah, you might just want to put your doobie out. And not
Yeah,
to go
I mean,
out.
like, Brett, you take medication too, other forms. Would you answer the door taking your other forms of medication? I mean, like,
yeah. Just hold the water pipe one hand, the door in the
yeah,
other.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I think we have to be realistic about our medication.
Yes.
Otherwise you're asking for it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
just
you have
like,
to police yourself before you let someone come in and try to do it to you. I mean, that's just
let's just be
that's
sensible.
common knowledge. Yeah.
So people are gonna freak out if you start, whipping out a hypodermic needle. I mean, it might be for insulin, but I don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
My buddy, one time my
There's a
buddy had
time
a
and a
big
place.
tray. He just threw him on a tray over in the corner, and you know, we're doing bong loads and stuff. Somebody knocks on the door, he's expecting somebody. He's like, come on in. It's like Jehovah's Witness. They just come in. They freak out. Oh, what's up?
Got a couple bands and burn up looking spoons and stuff.
Insulin, you know.
We're good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's see here. I got some other news here. This is from Marijuana Policy Project. Definitely a great organization. Want to give them props and support. They got a poll on here. 75% of DC voters want marijuana decriminalized. Now, Washington, D.C. already has medical marijuana. They just got that passed like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So now they're getting a poll that 2/3 of the voters there, basically 63% of district voters, would support a ballot measure similar to those approved by Colorado and Washington. So, and then, you know, they have an overall solid majority, 54% said that drug use should be treated as a public health issue. You know, not as a criminal one, not being arrested and locked up for it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is, if you look at organizations like Drug Policy Alliance, they're an excellent one I'd like to mention. You know, they're forwarding that type of concept that we need to treat addiction as a social health issue, you know, with treatment programs, with programs that can help people move forward in life and seek, you know, wanting to get better,
Yeah.
you know, and giving them the ability to do so and not incarcerating them and, you know, making them a ward of the state. You know, we're really just perpetuating the problem by doing that.
Well,
You know,
that
we
costs
find that,
people too.
well, yeah, it's extremely costly, but then it also is detrimental to the person that's committed the crime, so to speak. We're making them a criminal for one, and then because of that, it's detrimental. You can't vote anymore. Tough to get a job. You're pulled out of society
You
for
can
an
kill
extended
anyone.
period that, you know, pretty much disables your
Mhm.
any type of longevity on the job or anything
Yep.
else. Wipes out all your stability. So now you're left to start over with no assets, no stability, and nobody will hire you either.
Treated like murder.
What are you supposed to do? And then in the meantime, while you were in prison, you got an education on how to get higher.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's not a good thing. It's just a
No.
backwards guinea pig circle. You know,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
It's all
we
about
do
money.
need to treat it differently. Yeah, you're right. Wasn't there something the other day? There, like we were just talking about. It was like some kind of contract that the prison system in that particular state, I think it was in Illinois or Indiana, had gone into the state and said, "Look, we will build you these prisons if you guarantee that we will have at least 80% occupancy within 3 years of it being built, and then maintain that for the next decade or whatever it was." And then also they had they were in tune or somehow in cohorts with the company that provided the service of the guarding, because it's a private security prison. You know what I mean? So essentially, same company is going in and saying, "Look, we'll build it for you, for whatever amount, and then you give us this and that, and then this other one comes in behind it and says, oh yeah, well, we'll manage it for you if you do this, that, and the other." It's all the same company, and what the guarantee at the end of the day is that you're going to put prisoners in there for us. So you're going to guarantee us the business. We'll come in, we'll build you the place, and we'll run the business for you if you guarantee us the business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like going to a neighborhood and force feeding people a restaurant.
Yeah.
I'll build you a nice place to come eat at if you guarantee you'll come eat at my nice place.
So you have a cop
You know,
out
it's
that's
just-
corralling people in.
Yeah,
You must
but
pull
you
in here.
sign a contract. Like, I'm not building this restaurant until you not only pay me to build it, give me the money to build it. You got to give me a grant to build it. I don't have the money to build the restaurant. What are you talking about? So you build me the money to build it. I'm going to build it. And then you're going to eat there.
No matter what.
People eat there.
Every day.
Yeah. If you don't eat there, you better have somebody eating there.
Send your grandma. I don't care.
You've got family members, I know it.
I got 100 chairs. I need 80 of them filled every night, eating.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And when we're allowing our government to sign those contracts, that's your politicians that you're not giving a phone call to. I know you want to give them an open hand slap across the face.
Mhm.
But you got to call them first.
Dial.
Don't slap them. I'm joking. Don't
Yep.
slap them.
5 across the eyes.
Will not turn well.
Hello. 5 across the eyes.
I've got some stuff here from Chelsea. She's also helping us out with some political
Nice
stuff.
Notes on them for you.
Notage?
Yeah, she did.
Ah.
She summarized it for you. Thank you, Baby Shakes.
Kung Fu. Baby Shakes. We're hoping to have her on the podcast here shortly in the
Yes.
future to actually do this, because I know she's going to do a much better job than me. But let's see here. Yep, Kentucky. They got industrial hemp legislation was passed without the governor's signature. It was pretty awesome. Senate Bill 50 encouraged state-sponsored research on industrial hemp. Also imposes regulations to allow for plants licensed production as an agricultural commodity. Wow, agricultural commodity, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome. All right, another thing she's got down here, Illinois Industrial Hemp Act passed. See the trend here? Provides that any person desiring to grow, cultivate, process, harvest, possess, sell, or purchase industrial hemp or related products must be licensed by the Department of Agriculture, a valid 1 year, have a legal description of the land area to be used, and must submit fingerprint and background to the Department of State Police. Well, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
in Illinois.
That's
You know,
reasonable.
I'd like to see a similar act here. In fact, I have quite a few friends that are actually farmers, and they've approached me in the last couple of years and said, "Hey, been reading about this industrial hemp stuff. Turns out you can do a lot with that. You know, what do you think about me turning in my back, 300 acres here from the corn into that hemp stuff?" And then they're asking me about it. I'm like, I'm thinking that sounds pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Sounds rocking. But you got to get them to change the laws first so they don't come and take all your farm away from you.
Of course.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, can you smoke that stuff?" That's always the next question.
No, you can, but no.
You can, but you're gonna get a headache. It's kind of like trying to eat a dairy cow. Is the way I put it to him. He was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I get it." You know what I
Right.
mean? Like certain crops for certain things.
Of course.
Yep. Like maize.
Yeah, exactly, like maize.
Yeah.
Well put.
Amazing maze.
Okay, got some more stuff here from the Baby Shakes. 8 states: Colorado, Maine, Montana, North Dakota, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, West Virginia have enacted statutory changes defining industrial hemp. So it's happening, folks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's already, and she's also got down here, 3 Michigan counties with hemp resolutions: Montmorency, Oscoda, and Presque Isle. These are all northern counties, but these are entire counties that passed hemp resolutions. Now, these hemp resolutions that they passed, I did read them a long time ago. Let's see. Oh, she's got notes. Baby Shakes, you rock. All right, here we go. They do not allow you to actually grow hemp, all right? But it recognizes the difference between hemp and marijuana, and it urges our representatives to support another act, which is the Industrial Hemp Farming Act of 2013, and to amend the Controlled Substances Act of 1970. So that way it separates the difference between the two.
Right.
So the acts that the 3 counties have already signed were signed by those county commissioners, and they were able to pass these resolutions. And that's all a resolution is. It doesn't say like, we're changing the color of blue to red. It just simply says, we all agree that the sun comes up in the morning,
Yeah, the blue's
and
not red.
we're happy about that. Sign here. Yes, we all agree. I mean, it's like a statement of fact, obvious sometimes.
Yeah.
This is
Fact
good
would be
stuff.
fact.
I'd like to see that happen here in Genesee County.
Needs to.
And it's
Right.
symbolic. If you do that enough, and it keeps catching on like it already is, because Montmorency was the first
Right.
county, and a guy by the name of Everett Swift and his daughter, 18-year-old girl, fresh out of high school, helped get that resolution passed. Him and his daughter. And folks, if you don't know anything about Montmorency County, it's one of the least populated counties in the state. It has 1 town in it. It's called Atlanta. You know what I mean? And I think Alpena is a part of it, but it's kind of like right on the edge as well.
Yeah.
So there is like nothing in that county, okay, except people that have lived there forever, and then vacationers occasionally. So this man busted his tail and got some backwoods folks to change their minds through education and got a resolution passed. And if he can do that up there, you can only imagine what you should be able to do down here with technology and having connections and having lots of people to work with and having people that are already more up to date on more up to date things. Not that people up north aren't up to date, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? We're a little bit quicker when we're a little bit more populated. It's just a fact.
Right.
We have to be. So let's use that to our advantage. Let's do something here in Genesee County. I'd like to see some industrial hemp. Lord knows we got plenty of vacant lots around this city that could be useful. And did you know that like with 1 acre of industrial hemp, how much produce you can get out of that? 1 acre of industrial hemp is almost enough material to turn around and build a house from. All right?
It's amazing.
You can shake the seeds out of it and at the same time feed your family for a season with the seeds. No joke. You can live off the seeds of
They're
industrial
tasty.
hemp. So you think cannabis is good? It is. Industrial hemp is just as good. It's like the workhorse of the weed.
Yeah.
It's
You know what I'm
Imagine
saying?
having
I'm
both
pretty
of
sure-
them. Access to both.
Like
of
we've
them.
been using the wine for a long time. It's time to start using the steak of the marijuana
I'm
plant.
pretty sure the seed almost falls exactly into the perfect fat carbohydrate and protein ratio for anything out there. Like you'd have to actually make a shake, like a smoothie, and add 5 or 6 things into it to get the same ratio and quality of protein, fat, and carbohydrates that your body needs. And this, mind you, is cleaner, no sugars, nothing added to it. It is pure protein, pure carbohydrates, and pure natural good fats in oil form inside the seed. So right there, you have something that you can sustainably live off of for the rest of your life and actually be very, very healthy. Like, just off that, which is amazing.
No, she's got a, Baby Shake's got this printed out. Check this out. Kentucky Hemp Research. Excuse me.
We're on that camera over there.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anyways, Kentucky Hemp Research becoming law. The governor, this is legislation that went through Kentucky legislature, okay, a bill that went through there, and it got passed by a majority in the Senate, and it got passed by a strong majority, I believe, and the governor, Steve Beshear, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, Democrat governor in Kentucky, permitted the legislation without even without putting his signature on it. So this is a strong majority? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to sign it.
Right.
So, pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Yeah, it's
This year,
already on the exponential. There's no question about that.
oh, it's huge. This is a bill, another one that Baby Shakes prints out, 98 General Assembly from Illinois. This is their hemp resolution bill. This is a drafted bill that your senator or your representative could copy, have drafted here in Michigan, and then present to the rest of his fellow representatives or senators and get them to co-sponsor. So he writes it, that makes him the sponsor, right? Get him to sponsor a bill. Say, hey, would you like to sponsor a bill for the next green energy resource, Mr. or Mrs. Representative or Senator? Would you like to sponsor the next green energy resource bill? I bet you they're going to say, well, what is that? Well, I have something to talk to you about. It's called industrial hemp.
Right.
What is that? Well, look it up. Have you ever heard of Google? What I need you to do is sponsor a bill. I'm going to email you a bill. It's already getting done in the Illinois House of Representatives. I need you to sponsor one.
Right.
And then you say, now do your job. Thank you.
Sponsor chop.
Yeah, chop chop. It's House Bill 2668 in the state of Illinois. You can look it up yourself. And this one here is Representative Kenneth Duncan in Illinois State Government. So kudos to Ken. You rock for being sensible.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
All right, one more thing here. News, you guys ought to know. Our law here in Michigan has a provision in it that you can add on conditions should there be conditions that aren't currently listed that you might feel you need medical marijuana for. The panel to review those conditions is forming on April 26th at 1 p.m. at the West Kalamazoo Street Forum Room in Lansing. This is the Michigan Library and Historical Center. It's a great big huge library downtown by the Capitol. It's a beautiful building if you've never been in there. Also has a fantastic natural Michigan history museum. There's a lot of fun to go through and very educational.
Cool.
Cost free, of course. It's provided by the state of Michigan and your taxes, so it's not really cost free. Anyways, the hearing is 1 o'clock in the room. You can attend. It is a public hearing. I would encourage you to attend. The room will be filled with a panel that has been formed by the state. Includes about 17 different professionals. We have a couple people representative from the medical marijuana community, along with a whole slew of qualified physicians and health professionals who will decide whether or not to add on conditions. And the conditions that we're looking at adding on this time are asthma and autism. So if you have or know someone who suffers from these conditions that would like to use cannabis to treat their condition, asthma and autism, and I know a few people that suffer from those conditions.
Yep.
So this is their time to stand up and say, hey, I need cannabis for this particular condition. It works this way for me. I tried it or whatever.
Yeah.
And be honest. Don't be afraid. Because this is the time to share the truth so that we can get the truth exonerated and actually get these conditions added on. And I'll tell you right now, these conditions, if you get these added on here in Michigan, asthma, I think, is listed on a couple other states. I do not know if autism is.
Right.
If you were able to get autism, you're probably going to be one of the first states to have that added on there. I'll tell you what, if Michigan does add on some conditions onto their list, they're going to be the first state to add on conditions. Now, I know we were already looking at doing that for Parkinson's disease. So the panel that we have, the doctors that they've assembled, the group of people that are going to make the call
Right.
for the state essentially, are a good group of people, folks, and they will listen to you. So please, 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 give them your input. Dig those people out. If you know someone that has autism or asthma, we need your help. This is not the only time that you're going to be able to give input. So if you can't make it to the meeting on the 26th, don't panic. But you need to get in tune. And you're going to want to go to michigan.gov/LARA so you can get your opinion, your information to them. And there is an online site provided by the state where you can do exactly that. So if you know somebody that lives out in BFE and they can't make it to the panel hearing at the Capitol, that's okay. Just tell them to go to the local library, get online, go to the state's website, look up adding conditions for medical marijuana, and you can get your info in on there and say, hey, my name is Jack, and I have autism, and when I use cannabis, it allows me to function better. Whatever that better is for you. And that kind of input is very, very valuable, especially if you also have a doctor that's been working with you, that's aware of your own personal treatment methods and choices you've made. And if they are willing to testify, that would be even more so valuable. So I would love to see more conditions added onto our list. I think that cannabis should be used for anything that a doctor and a patient agree to use it for, and it should not be regulated by the government. It should be regulated by physicians and patients, like most medicines are.
Right.
But at any rate, this is your time to participate. April 26th.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Woo.
That is a sweet watch. I like that.
Thanks, brother.
Very nice.
Tells you when the mothership's coming.
Really?
7:10 apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Personal note. Note to self. 7:10.
Be ready.
Very nice. That's awesome.
Well, it looks like we are out of chocolate and crackers.
Oh, there's plenty of chocolate.
All right, you guys have any more news? There's more chocolate?
I got more right over there. You want some chocolate?
Where?
In my bag of goodies.
I don't see it. He's hiding the
Want some
chocolate.
candy?
It's too late now. The show's over, Toby.
Okay.
We're out of chocolate.
Should have mentioned this earlier. I would have got much more
I
chocolate.
think that's it. You guys got anything else this week?
No.
Definitely want to say thanks again to Bob down at Verizon. You're the man.
Hey,
Appreciate
join
it,
in
man.
with us
This
next
thing is
week.
beautiful. What?
Sorry, join us. There.
Join us for Cottonmouth next
Join
week.
us next week. We're gonna have a special show for you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But join us next week. We're gonna have an off-site show going.
Off-site.
Special.
Well, actually, you know what? Is it going to be going live, or are they just going to have to catch it like later or something?
Either way.
We might. Just heads up.
It'd be
We
different.
got a special thing. The club is being. Can I?
Yeah.
All right. Genesee County Compassion Club is being honored by the Soup Kitchens of Flint for doing such a great job and volunteering down at the kitchen.
Right on.
So next Wednesday, we're going to be down there accepting an award on the club's behalf. And we're going to have John down there, hopefully, and a few other people helping out to record it. And then we're going to turn back around and be able to share it with you right here on the podcast. So if we're not here live next week at 3 o'clock, it's because we're trying to eat.
We'll try
and take
though.
your award for you. No, I'm just kidding. But we will get footage from that so you guys can see that. And, we wouldn't be there without you. So thank you. And thank you, John, for helping us out with that, too. But yes, thank you for remembering that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Heck
Enjoy the
yeah.
weather while you can.
Yes.
That's right. You only got a few hours left before it's going to rain, so party on.
Get out and do something.
You got to roll, Joe.
Do something.
Mind your tacos from front to back.
Yes.
See you next week. Thank you.